Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular board meeting of the Rainbow District School Board for June 13th. Just a reminder that we are live streamed this evening. Our land acknowledgement. The Rainbow District School Board would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Anishinaabeg, including Atikamekw, Anishinaabeg, and Wahnapitae nations. We would like to acknowledge that we are situated within the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and want to recognize the inherent rights of the Anishinaabeg that maintain these lands from time immemorial. Roll call, Director.
Trustee Dubosky.
Present.
Trustee Farrell.
Present.
Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Cosmerly.
Present.
Trustee Morrison. Trustee Dewar.
Present.
Trustee Hunda.
Present.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
Student Trustee Kunze.
Present.
And Student Trustee Trudeau.
Present.
Thank you, Director. We have a motion that the agenda for the regular board meeting of June 13th, 2023 be approved. I need a mover, please. Trustee Cosmerly. Seconder, please. Trustee Farrell. Any questions? Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor?
Trustee Dubosky.
In favor.
Trustee Dewar.
In favor?
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor?
Student Trustee Kunze.
In favor.
And Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you. B, the preliminary declaration of pecuniary interests. I see none. C, tonight we have presentations. Number 1, the new Sudbury Capital Projects, Superintendent of Business, Adam Guilbeault.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm pleased to provide you with an update on the status of our capital projects since our last presentation in January as we head into our peak construction period during the summer. First and foremost, we continue to make fantastic progress towards completing the work on the new LaSalle Elementary School. Construction will be finished this summer, and we look forward to welcoming our new students for the 2023-24 school year in the fall. Here is a look at one of the new classrooms, with big windows allowing plenty of daylight and a beautiful view of the fields and play area at the back of the school. Each room is also fully equipped with a sink for hand washing and cabinets to be utilized as storage within the classroom. This is an early look at our open concept library commons area. It overlooks the front yard and parking area and can also be used for instructional work and other group activities. This image also provides a sneak peek at the new gymnasium, which Principal Washenuk was quoted as saying will be the best elementary gym in Sudbury during a recent CBC interview. Other recent progress includes the hydro seeding of the play area in the back, continued site work to accommodate the new bus lay-by, and the completion of the clearing and grubbing work at the new north parking lot, which will provide an additional 100 spaces once complete. I would now like to go over some of the other work we will be completing this summer. Much of this will be familiar from the January presentation, with the exception of the work we have been able to complete since that time. Adamsdale Public School, Marks Day Public School, and Princess Anne Public School are all having interior work completed to help accommodate increasing enrollment and capacity restraints. For Princess Anne and Llewellyn Park Secondary School, this includes the installation of new modular units. At Northeastern, we continue to work on retrofitting certain classrooms to be better suited for the current student body. In an effort to continue supporting the specialist high-skill major program and students pursuing education in the skilled trades, we are doing further work at Manitoulin Secondary School, Confederation Secondary School, and LaSalle Secondary School to accommodate for new and modernized equipment. As part of our multi-year internal audit plan, we also continue to work through our AODA gap analysis with the regional audit team. This includes consultation on work we will be doing at Lansdowne Public School, Alexander Public School, Minnettville Public School, and Lockerbie. Each school on this top list will have further ventilation work done as a continuation of the initiative started over the last several years. In addition, C.R. Judd will see the installation of a new boiler system, while Central Manitoulin Public School will have their boilers converted to a propane heating system. We will also see the completion of the roof work being done at R.H. Murray Public School, S. Geiger Public School, and Lively District Secondary School. And finally, in our parking lots and backyard areas, we have several projects that will be happening during the summer months. This includes developing additional parking at Gene Hansen Public School, an extended parking lot and revitalized playground area at Adamsdale Public School, and the completion of paving and fencing at Larchwood Public School. Redwood Acres Public School and Llewellyn Park Secondary School will both have additional work done in their parking lot to accommodate for a new bus lay-by area. And in Espanola, the paving of the new parking lot and development of the green space will be ongoing to eventually include new fields and a community garden space. Before I conclude, I would like to take the opportunity to sincerely thank our facilities department, our project coordinators, our site supervisors, our trades departments, and the entirety of our custodial and cleaning staff for doing such an incredible job throughout this school year to keep our facilities clean and safe for our students. They expertly handled the unexpected situations that seemingly arise on a daily basis with the well-being of our students as their sole focus, often responding after hours or whenever they are needed. My heartfelt appreciation goes out to each and every one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Guilbeault. It's really nice to see the projects moving forward. Number 2, summer programs. Superintendent. Sorry. I should look up once in a while. Trustee Hunda.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I just have a quick question, Adam. Could you please tell me which 2 schools you said we were having modules?
At Princess Anne and Llewellyn Park.
Really? Interesting. Thank you.
Any more questions? I see none. Summer programs, Superintendents Fisher, Noble, and Washniak. Director?
Thank you, Chair Clement. I'd first like to thank our superintendents just for all the hard work they're doing to once again lead with their staff of dedicated, very dedicated staff to put together summer programming opportunities for our students. The purpose of tonight is just to have them each give you a brief verbal update on the progress. Of course, we will be reporting to you in the fall on the wonderful things that are happening during the summer to further our student learning. And with that, I turn it over to Superintendent Fisher to start us off. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Burgett. I'd like to start off by talking about our youngest learners who are going to be coming into the system. So we do have, again, our kindergarten camp will be running for our incoming Year 1 kindergarten students. It'll run from August 28th to August 31st from 9 until noon each day to provide an opportunity to ease the transition for students to school. It also provides comfort to parents who can sometimes also be anxious about this big milestone in their child's life. As of today, we have almost 320 students registered. We continue to accept registrations for K-Camp until June 30th, so we anticipate closer to 400 students, which is much in line with previous years. K-Camp is offered at all Rainbow schools. As we monitor enrollment and staffing, we'll make decisions about the viability of programs at each site. The principal of kindergarten camp for this summer is Kate McKenzie, who is the principal of Marks Day Public School. Kate shadowed Principal Ashley Conley last year in order to take on this opportunity. I'd like to take a moment to thank Ashley for all of her work on K-Camp for the past few years and for her support of Kate in this role. We also continue to offer the Code Summer Learning Program, which is sponsored by the Council of Ontario Directors of Education. The program runs for 14 days from Tuesday, July 4th to Friday, July 21st from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. It will be serving our students in grades 1 to 6 and will have a literacy focus. There will be 8 classes at 4 locations: Adamsdale, Lansdowne, CVDCS, and Little Current. It is currently serving 160 students for this summer. Each class has a teacher and 2 summer students attached. The summer students are from faculties of education, and in addition to supporting in the classroom, they will lead the recreation component in the afternoon. There are 4 educational assistants and 4 special education resource teachers who will also support the students, and thanks for the support of our special education department for that. Also, an Indigenous support worker has been hired to support, with support from the Indigenous department. And a teacher of English as a second language will support newcomer students in grades 1 to 8 and will work between the Code Summer Learning Program and Intermediate Summer Learning. The Vice Principal of Sudbury Secondary School, Carrie Wilson, is the Principal of Code Summer Learning. And with that, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Noble to talk further about programs.
Thank you, Superintendent Fisher. Sorry. Rainbow District School Board will offer in-person summer school remedial and upgrading courses at the secondary level. Classes will be offered from Wednesday, July 5th, 2023 to Thursday, August 3rd, 2023 at Sudbury Secondary School, the Adult Day School. Summer school courses will include English, math, science, history, geography, civics, and careers. Courses are open to all students from public and separate schools. Courses will run subject to sufficient enrollment and teacher availability. Summer school staff will contact students once course scheduling is determined. Board transportation for summer school is not provided. Students can register through their home school before Friday, June 23rd, 2023. And once again, our principal for our secondary summer school this year is Principal Dave Sainamore. For students attending Espanola High School and Manitoulin Secondary School, principals are currently recruiting grade 9 and 10 students to attend an in-person summer school remedial and upgrading program to be held at Espanola High School and Little Current Public School. Courses include English, math, science, history, geography, and civics and careers. As well, Rainbow will once again offer opportunities to earn new credits this summer. So, cooperative education, e-learning, and the OSSLC, or the Ontario Secondary School Literacy course, will be offerings for our students across our board in Espanola, Manitoulin, and Sudbury. Our summer cooperative education program, students can obtain 1, 2, or 3 new cooperative education credits. In-person co-op courses will be available in July and August for students who already have a paid or unpaid placement where their employer has agreed to monitor. Students are asked to contact their guidance counselor to discuss options if they already have or need a co-op placement for the summer. Students wishing to obtain 1 or 2 credits must register for the session that runs from July 5th to Thursday, August 3rd. And for students wishing to obtain that 3rd final summer co-op credit, they must register for the session as well from August 4th to August 25th. Students are responsible for providing their own transportation to their placements. For our summer e-learning program, students can obtain 1 new grade 11 or 12 credit in English through the summer e-learning program. Grade 10 civics and career courses are also available. Courses will run from July 5th to August 3rd. Students will require a reliable computer with internet access to enroll in the summer e-learning program. Students must register no later than Friday, June 16th with a guidance counselor at their home school. And again, courses will run subject to sufficient enrollment and teacher availability. And finally, our summer literacy course, the OSSLC. The Ontario Secondary School Literacy course is being offered as a new credit through e-learning for students in Rainbow schools. It will run from Wednesday, July 5th to Thursday, August 3rd. And again, students will require a reliable computer and internet access to enroll in this course. Students, again, must register no later than June 16th with a guidance counselor at their home school. And this course will as well run subject to sufficient enrollment and teacher availability. And at this point, I'd like to pass it over to Superintendent Wachnak.
Thank you, Superintendent Noble. Four components special education is involved in with regards to summer learning. The first one is Early Intervention Summer Program. The Early Intervention Summer Program is running from July 4th to July 21st at Adamsdale Public School. The program is a continuation of literacy, numeracy, and social skill development that is run in our early intervention programs throughout the year. There are 7 students enrolled who currently attend Lansdowne, Northeastern, and Adamsdale's early intervention programs. Our students will be supported by a teacher and 2 educational assistants that all have experience with this type of program. The goal of the program is to increase social and academic development through mindful programming, maintaining routines, and having fun. The second one is the Summer Skills Development Program for Autism. The Summer Skills Development Program for students with autism will run at both Ruth McMillan Center and Northeastern Elementary School. There are 2 separate half-day programs running. One will run July 10th to the 28th, and the second will run August 8th to the 25th in either the morning or afternoon. Within these programs, students will be further grouped into ages, grades K to 4, 5 to 8, and 9 to 12 to ensure skill development is appropriate. Throughout the summer, these programs will serve a total of 30 students. Students in this program need to be able to attend to lessons, tolerate group instruction, participate verbally and physically, and have independent skills such as toileting and hand washing. The goals of the program include developing skills such as starting a conversation, maintaining a conversation, self-advocacy, taking turns, learning that losing is okay, positive self-talk, tact, and persistence. The next one is Summer Learning Program, grades 1 to 8, Code. The summer learning programs for grades 1 to 6 will run at Adamsdale, CVDCS, Lansdowne, and Little Current Public Schools. There is also a grades 6 to 8 summer learning program that is running at Princess Anne Public School. These programs focus on literacy and numeracy instruction and aim to close achievement gaps for students over the summer, minimize summer learning loss, and participate in recreational activities which focus on mental and physical health. These programs will all run from July 4th to the 21st at their respective locations. Special education is supporting these programs by ensuring that each location has a special education resource teacher, as well as an educational assistant, in order to support our exceptional students that are registered to attend. There are currently 158 students registered, 64 of whom are identified with an exceptionality. And the last program is our summer school 9 to 12. Every year, Sudbury Secondary offers summer school for secondary students who require remedial courses, upgrading, or those that wish to take new courses. Courses offered in the summer include English, math, science, history, geography, and civics and careers. This program will run from July 5th to August 3rd. The summer school program will have a special education resource teacher to ensure that our students with exceptionalities have the support they need to be successful in acquiring their credits. The registration for this program does not close until July 4th, so we will not know how many students with exceptionalities this program will support until that time. And this completes the overview of summer programs in Rainbow District School Board.
Thank you very much, Superintendents Fisher, Noble, and Wozniak. Nice to see these programs still thriving. Any questions for the superintendents? Trustee Cosmley.
Just one question through you to Superintendent Wachnak. For the Summer Skills Development Program for students with autism, can the same student attend both sessions, or is it 2 separate groups for the 2?
they are separate groups so that we can help support more students. Yeah.
Any more questions? Any more comments? Trustee Addison.
Through you, Chair, to Judy Noble. One question about intake for the summer schools in Espanola and Manitoulin. When does it end?
So we meet the same timelines as the Sudbury area summer school. So our last week of exams in our regular secondary schools, guidance counselors are working very closely with all students, trying to figure out who's passed which courses. Sometimes we don't know until promotion meetings, which often happen the very last day of school. Students then find out whether they passed or failed a course, and that's as late as it's going to get. So then it's pretty urgent and immediate, but we will go into that first week of July to register students for the remedial summer program.
Thank you for that information.
Thank you. I see no more questions. Thank you very much. We'll go to number 3, outgoing students, Jocelyn Kunze and Darcy Trudeau, Director.
Chair Clement, trustees, executive council, staff, and online guests, it gives me great pleasure this evening to recognize our student trustees for the 2022-23 school year as they attend their final board meeting of this year. Jocelyn Kunze of Manitoulin Secondary School and Darcy Trudeau of Espanola High School have been very strong voices for their peers. They co-chaired the Student Senate, which includes representatives from the board's secondary schools in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island. The Student Senate hosted the Leadership Through Action Conference in early May for students in grade 9 and 10. Participants in that conference gained skills and self-confidence to be leaders in their own school communities. As student trustees, Jocelyn and Darcy have had an opportunity to experience and participate in the decision-making process and learn more about public education locally and provincially. First, I'll turn my comments to student trustee Jocelyn Kunze. She chairs the Ontario Student Trustees Association Working Group on Environmental Sustainability. She also is the Northern Regional Representative for the Ontario Public Board Cabinet. Jocelyn is enrolled in the Specialist High Skills major in agriculture at Manitoulin Secondary School. Last summer, she attended the prestigious Shad Valley program, where she received the Hank Williams Memorial Award. This year, she received a Youth Achievement Award by the Ontario Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Dowsdell. As a co-captain of her school's robotics team, Jocelyn was among the students from Manitoulin Secondary School who traveled to Houston, Texas in April to compete in the World Robotics Championship. Manitoulin Secondary School qualified for this international event by winning the highest overall award at the provincial competition, which is called the Impact Award. The team placed in the top 6 in the world during the championships in Texas. The award acknowledges the team's impact on the school community, STEM, and FIRST Robotics. The Manitoulin Metal Robotics team leads by example in the green movement within the FIRST Robotics community. Also this spring, we learned that student trustee Kunze was a Rainbow District School Board's newest Loran Scholar. She was among 36 students from across Canada to earn a 2023 Loran Award, the largest undergraduate merit scholarship in Canada. She also won and has accepted the Schulich Leaders Scholarship from McMaster University. After graduating from Manitoulin this month, Jocelyn plans to pursue studies in engineering co-op program at McMaster. She has set her sights on a career where she can give back to her community. She excels academically and participates in many extracurricular activities, often in a leadership capacity. Jocelyn believes the key to success is giving students a reason to want to be at school, whether it's through the curriculum, friends, sports, the arts, or other extracurricular activities, including leadership opportunities. And she says, when students are part of shaping the school culture, they can create events and clubs that make them feel invested in their school and therefore in their own education. A beekeeper and lead astronomer at an eco park, she still manages to find time for music and theater. Jocelyn is most proud to have worked with the Student Senate to present a successful leadership conference, expand their social media outreach, and make connections with high schools across the board. She's also proud to have worked with OSTA-ACO as an environmental sustainability co-chair to support environmental leaders across the province, as well as the Northern Regional Representative for Public Boards and advocating for Northern issues with education partners. She is grateful for the opportunity to learn from so many strong leaders in the Student Senate, OSTA-ACO, and within the Rainbow District School Board. Thank you very much, Jocelyn. Next, I have the privilege of sharing a few kind words about student trustee Darcy Trudeau. Darcy Trudeau has the distinction of being Rainbow District School Board's first Indigenous student trustee. A grade 12 student at Espanola High School, she is Anishinaabe Ojibwe from Sagamok, Anishinaabeg First Nation. Engaged in school life, Darcy Trudeau values the importance of student participation, noting that extracurricular activities enrich the school experience. This year, she helped organize the water walk that took place at Espanola High School. She was also the goalie for the Espanola High School girls hockey team and played for the girls co-ed softball teams. Darcy shares her Anishinaabe and Ojibwe culture with her school and her community. She has organized cultural events at Espanola High School, including this year a very successful powwow. As Indigenous student trustee, Darcy advocated for students, encouraged more Indigenous students to be involved in school and community life, fostered more Indigenous representation, and organized board-wide events. And she says, involvement in school and school life is important to me because I believe it shows that you are determined to make a difference in your school, and it shows that you're a good role model and a good student. She adds, being involved in the school will encourage more students to engage throughout the year. Next year, Darcy plans to return to Espanola High School for an additional semester as she's taking courses required for the paramedics program at Cameron College or the Ontario Police College. She may also finish the first year in Espanola or enlist in the Canadian Armed Forces in February. She has many options as she focuses on creating life experiences and growing personally. She hopes her time spent in the military can also bring greater focus on our future. As a student trustee, Darcy is proud to be the face of inclusivity and represent Indigenous students as a positive role model in her community of Sagamok, and beyond. Darcy hopes that throughout her term, she helped inspire her fellow students to become leaders. Thank you very much, Darcy. At this point, we'll just pause our proceedings for a moment because we would like to take some pictures of our wonderful student leaders with Chair Clement. So we'll just take a brief moment to pause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What fantastic role models for our board. Congratulations. Now we have D, we have a report from the in-camera committee of the whole meeting of the board. I have a motion coming from the in-camera that the motion number 23-W30 be approved. We need a mover, please. Trustee Dewar. And a seconder, Trustee DeBussy. Poll vote, Director?
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
Opposed.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmley.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We have old business. Previous minutes that we have a motion that the minutes of the regular board meeting held on Tuesday, May 16th, 23 be approved. I need a mover, please. Trustee Cosworley. A seconder. Trustee Hunda. Any questions? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmley,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor?
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 2, tenders requested for proposals. Superintendent Gilbo.
Thank you, Chair Clement. The first tender is for the inspection and testing of life safety systems. It is to test and inspect every fire preventable device in each of our schools, such as smoke detectors, fire extinguishers, pull stations, fire blankets, and suppression systems. It is a 4-year contract term, and I'll read the motion. That the board award the contract for inspection and testing of life safety systems, various locations, tender number 2023-09 to Troy Life and Fire Safety for $154,800.
Thank you, Superintendent. We need a mover, please. Trustee Hunda. Need a seconder. Trustee Cosmley. Any questions? Trustee Addison.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Through you to Adam Gibault. Is that tender per year, or is it for the 4-year contract?
That is for the 4-year contract.
Thank you. Any other questions? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmley,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor?
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. B, we have another motion. Superintendent Gilbo.
Thank you, Chair Clement. This project is for the Adamsdale Public School play area upgrades. I mentioned it earlier, but we will be upgrading the play area for the school and extending the parking lot to allow for more parking spaces by moving the fence and a cleaner turnaround for the buses. Some other upgrades will include removing the baseball backstop and installing a new basketball court in that location, adding soccer nets, and regrading the play area for a soccer field. We will also be installing new bicycle racks. And I'll read the motion. that the board award the contract for Adamsdale Public School play area upgrades, tender 2023-11, to Shut Restoration Services for $257,000.
Thank you. We need a mover, please. Trustee Honda. Seconder. Trustee Dewar. Any questions? Trustee Farrell.
Through you, Chair, to Superintendent Gibault. I've noticed in the last two tendered records that you've presented to us, there's only one in this one, and there were two in others. Does this reflect all the tendered bids that you received for these projects, or were there more? Could you just give me a little bit of background on that? Just from the point, not that I'm questioning it, it's just that I'd like to know for my own information.
Absolutely. Through you, Chair Clement. This was a single tendered bid, a bit of a product of the timing of when it's tendered, so we only had the one, but we felt like the price was in a fair range, and we wanted to proceed accordingly.
Any other questions? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Honda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 3, reports, recommendations from board committees. 2023-2024 budget. Superintendent Guilbeault.
Thank you again, Chair Clement. This is in regards to the 23-24 budget that was presented last Tuesday evening, and the motion reads that the Rainbow District School Board 23-24 budget be approved.
Thank you very much. We have a motion that the Rainbow District School Board 2023-20 be approved. I need a mover. Trustee Cosmerly. Trustee Farrell. Questions for Superintendent Guilbeault? Okay. I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
Abstain.
Trustee Honda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. New business. Number 1, short-term borrowing bylaw. Superintendent Guilbeault.
Thank you, Chair Clement. This document was provided in the package that was sent with the agenda. Hopefully everybody has a chance to review it. It is in regards to our borrowing ability. This allows us the flexibility to bridge gaps in the timing of funding, and the amount is in regards to our school condition improvement funding allocation.
I'll read it.
The motion reads that the short-term borrowing bylaw 2023-01 as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and be approved.
Thank you. We need a mover, please. Trustee Honda. Seconder. Trustee Addison. Yeah. I wrote it down. Questions for Superintendent Guilbeault? Poll vote, Director. Oh, 1 second. We have a late contender.
Sorry.
Trustee Corbier Addison.
Through you, Chair Clement, is there an increase over last year's loan amount for that coverage?
The amount is just based on the allocation. It gives us the ability to borrow up to that amount. It doesn't mean that we would exhaust it all, but it's based on the allocation itself.
Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Honda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 2, the Indigenous Education Funding. Director.
Not sure if any trustees would like to speak to this or to move the motion themselves, but I'm happy to read it out if no one is there. But I'm just looking to some of the colleagues around the table to see if they'd like me to read it or if they...
Okay. If you wish, I'll read it out if you wish.
I'll proceed if having not seen that. So certainly this motion goes with some of our previous conversations, and I'm sure trustees will have some remarks here. The motion reads that the Rainbow District School Board write a letter to the Minister of Education outlining their concerns to the changes in the funding formula for the Indigenous education,
Thank you. We need a mover, please. Trustee Corbier Addison. Seconder? Trustee Dubosky. Thank you. Any questions to this letter being proposed? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
I think Trustee Corbier Addison might be better equipped to speak to this, but this has been a big issue with respect to the changes in the funding formula for Indigenous education. We know the Indigenous Trustee Council of OPSPA is asking for all boards to provide them with some information about the decision by the minister to change, or by the province to change the funding for Indigenous education and the impact it is having. We know as well that a number of boards are expecting that they're going to feel the pinch with this change. So I'll leave it to my colleague to see if she wants to add anything.
Just a few points to add to that. We have been meeting as part of the Indigenous Trustees Council of OPSPA and have had several engagements about the issue to try and further publicize, I guess, the need for increased funding in the area because of the deficits that the budget will presently create. And I think Linda Dubosky as well may have some words on it from a different avenue.
Go ahead, Trustee Bosky.
Miigwech, Trustee Corbier Addison and Chair Bob. Just to share, obviously in support of this motion, but to add to the context, well, to add on behalf of the context of our relationship with our First Nations through the education service agreements. I've had the ability to also engage and provide commentary to this issue at a regional level, a regional chiefs level, as well as a more local level as well. So there is a great appreciation for our board in the spirit of being allies on this very important matter. The Anishinaabe Nation has passed a resolution in support of the advocacy, as had the Chiefs of Ontario today. In my hat as an elected chief of my community, I've been successful in obtaining a meeting with the Minister of Education. So really looking to our team and our Board of Trustees for that support to also provide that level of detail in through our advocacy. So really grateful for this opportunity where we may, as a Rainbow District School Board, inspire and lead the charge of change and respect that Indigenous education deserves. So very in support of this this letter and very grateful for the support of our board and on behalf of the First Nations I work with as part of our education service agreement. That appreciation is also afforded to our Board of Trustees. Miigwech.
Thank you very much. So I'm running low on battery here. There we go. Thank you very much. Any questions? Trustee Dewar.
Thank you very much, Chair Clement. I don't have a question, but I do have a statement in that I'm very, very anxious to support this motion because you can rest assured that whenever the ministry announces a change in funding, we're going to lose funding. And we need to continually support any attempts against the loss of funding. Our boards right across the province need to be very firm, and I am absolutely thrilled that we're going to be writing this letter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? I see none. Director, poll vote.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely,
In favor?
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
It's carried unanimously for the record.
Thank you, Director. We have number 3, 2023-2024 in-year deficit elimination plan. Superintendent Guilbeault.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Tonight, we are proposing an in-year deficit elimination plan in relation to the 23-24 budget presented to you last week. A copy has been provided to you as part of the agenda package prior to this evening's meeting. The Ministry of Education requires that this plan be presented and approved, showing the elimination of the proposed deficit within a 2-year period. A similar report was presented last year as well. This amount is calculated at $1,288,941 and excludes the amortization expense of ministry-approved committed capital projects, consistent with ministry-directed calculations since 2019. The deficit would be drawn from the board's accumulated surplus reserve. Please note that this amount is within the 1% threshold that is allowable without requiring permission from the ministry. Through our consultation process with ministry representatives, where we were able to express and discuss our concerns, we were advised that this was an acceptable outcome. As for the details within the plan, firstly, as mentioned during last week's presentation, our enrollment figures represented a conservative estimate. We are very optimistic that an expected increased enrollment number will help to eliminate a portion of the proposed deficit. The second amount on the elimination plan represents an adjustment that would be required to our staffing levels should the funding model contain the same restrictions for the 2024-25 budget. By receiving the information at an appropriate time, we would adjust our staffing process in preparation for the following school year, thusly eliminating the calculated deficit. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Anyone would like to make the move? Want to make the motion first?
My apologies. The motion reads that the 2023-24 in-year deficit elimination plan be approved.
I need a mover, please. Trustee Dewar. Seconded by Trustee Hunda. Any questions for Superintendent? I see Trustee Gibson.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Through you to Superintendent Guilbeault. Thank you very much. I was just curious if you could tell us the amount in the reserve and what the amount is after we take out to cover the deficit, what the amount is left in the surplus. Thank you.
The amount available for this draw would be $11.2 million approximately, which would leave us with approximately $10 million in the reserve afterwards.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Superintendent Guilbeault? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely,
In favor?
Trustee Morrison, Student trustee Kunci,
In favor.
student trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Request for leave of absence. We have a motion that Dina Morrison be granted a leave of absence from June 13th, 2023 board meeting. I need a mover, please. Trustee Dewar. And a seconder, I see Judy Cosmany. Any questions? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor.
trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
trustee Farrell,
In favor?
trustee Dewar,
In favor.
trustee Gibson,
In favor.
trustee Hunda,
In favor?
trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
student trustee Kunci,
In favor.
student trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We move right into Director's remarks. Director?
Thank you, Chair Clement. I'd first like to start by thanking trustees for approving our 2023-24 budget this evening. In doing so, you've provided the financial framework for staff to continue to implement our strategic directions for 2023-24. And this is for the benefit of students and staff in Rainbow Schools. I'd also like to thank Superintendent Gilbo, Manager Chiquetto, and the Finance Department for their hard work to establish our budget. In addition, Senior Administrator Tiffany Hayes and the HR staff for the great work in staffing, which, as you know, is a huge part of establishing a budget. Together, everyone worked together to achieve this tremendous accomplishment. Next, I'd like to share administrative appointments and transfers for next year. There are still some vice principal positions for us to fill, and I will update you that at a later date. Having said that, here is the information I can share with you at this time. That System Principal Maureen McNamara be appointed as Superintendent of Schools effective August 21st, 2023. That Principal Melanie Bertrand be appointed as System Principal of Student Success effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Andrea Terrian be appointed as Principal of Espanola High School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Leslie Mantle be appointed as Senior Administrator of School Support Services effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Susan Kett be transferred to Lively District Secondary School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Ryan Lafreniere be appointed as Principal of Lockerbie Composite School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Lorianne Lylecons be appointed as Principal of Berrydown College effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Jim Watchnuk be transferred to Principal of LaSalle Elementary School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Elizabeth Mack be transferred to Principal of Churchill Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Kim Belanger be transferred to Principal of Larchwood Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Principal Nadia Baradelli be transferred to Principal of R.H. Murray Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Darren Wilson be appointed Principal of Levack Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. Principal Colleen Eberline transferred to Jean Hansen Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Shannon LaFrance be appointed Principal of Manettville Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Tim Najawan be transferred to Vice Principal of Confederation Secondary School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Cheryl Vincent be transferred to Vice Principal of McLeod Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Acting Principal Emily Caruso Parnell be transferred to Vice Principal of Lansdowne Public School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Kristen Pichette be transferred to Vice Principal of LaSalle Elementary School effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal David Scorzolo be transferred to Vice Principal of Special Education, effective August 23rd, 2023. Vice Principal Stephen McKenzie be transferred to Vice Principal of Churchill Public School, effective August 23rd, 2023. That Chris Claridge be appointed Acting Vice Principal of Algonquin Road Public School, effective September 1st, 2023. That Principal Kate McKenzie become a permanent principal of Marks Day Public School, effective August 23rd, 2023. That Vice Principal Rachel Booker become permanent Vice Principal of CVDCS, effective August 23rd, 2023. And finally, that Vice Principal Robin Best become a permanent Vice Principal of Little Current Public School, effective August 23rd, 2023. And when I say permanent, that means they move from the acting role to permanent status as an administrator. In addition, I'd like to express some appreciation. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees and all of our staff for your incredible support of Rainbow students and Rainbow staff. It is truly a privilege for me to work with all of you. Your care for our students is always first and foremost in your work. I'd also like to share my gratitude to the incredible leadership and staff of our schools. Our Executive Council, Board Office staff, school administration, school staff have all worked so very hard this year to serve our students, and it's very inspiring to see their dedication, professionalism, and support for our students and for each other. It is an honor for us to work collectively to serve the families of Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island, as together we prepare students to become lifelong learners, achieving their full potential as confident, caring members of society. In addition, I'd like to thank our parents and guardians for working with us. When we all work together on behalf of our students, we maximize the student success. And as everyone works hard to finish this year strong, and then set out to enjoy a well-earned summer, please remember that the kindness you share every day, however big or small, makes a very positive difference in the lives of others. Bringing enthusiasm, care, and compassion to our places of learning is essential to our continued success and our collective well-being. So thank you to everyone for being difference makers. Once again, on behalf of Executive Council, I wish all Rainbow families and all staff a wonderful conclusion to the school year, an enjoyable, safe, and restful summer. Please have fun safely. We look forward to seeing you in the fall, and please know that we strongly feel that the very best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. OPSPA Director.
Thank you. A lot has been happening lately. I have several highlights that I'd like to share this evening, and I'll send out more complete information later this week. Amended Bill 98 received third reading and royal assent on June the 8th. This legislation will have a major impact on school boards and on trustees. Of note, however, is that different parts of the legislation only come into effect at different times, some of them to be determined, and consultations are expected to continue. The OPSPA Bring Your MPP to School event was a success, with 50 MPPs taking part province-wide. Locally, I was pleased to accompany Sudbury MPP Jamie West on a visit to LaSalle Secondary School on May 24th, where he met with students and staff to discuss our ECHO schools and Free to Be Me initiatives and toured the trades programs. We even got a chance to meet Lance, the robot. My sincere thanks to Principal Rivard Gobo and the students and staff of LaSalle for all their work to make MPP West's visit a success. OPSPA has recruited master's students from Wilfrid Laurier University to research trustee capacity and local governance. As a first step, trustees are being asked to complete a capacity survey. This survey will be sent out before the end of the month, and OPSPA is hoping for a 100% completion rate. This past weekend, several trustees from our board attended the OPSPA AGM in Blue Mountain, Ontario. While the event got off to a rocky start with a 2.5-hour power outage just before the first keynote speaker came on, we showed our adaptability and resilience and carried on. Regional elections were held on Saturday, and working group membership was established. Representing Northeast boards, Trustee Lisa Corbier-Addison was acclaimed as alternate for the Education Program Working Group, and I was acclaimed as alternate for the Policy Development Working Group. The AGM ended Saturday evening with the President's Dinner and awards presentations. Only 2 awards were presented, both to Rainbow trustees. Trustee Judy Hunda received the President's Award for 25 years of public service as a trustee, and Trustee Dina Morrison was recognized for her 25 years of service. We will present Trustee Morrison with her award at a later date. I was honored to present Trustee Doreen Dewar with the Dr. Harry Paikin Award of Merit. It was a beautiful evening and a great way to end the AGM. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Student trustees, outgoing comments.
Okay, I think we're just gonna talk. This is sad for us. We were just having our final dinner out in my van and talking about how it was our last meeting here. So we both have a little bit prepared, but we wanted to quickly just say a shout out to all the students that are in exam season now. It's a really stressful time of year, and it's okay to be struggling right now, but make sure you're reaching out for supports, and you're definitely not alone. And we hope everyone has an amazing summer and gets to relax a lot. Darcy, do you want to go first for your speech?
My name is Darcy Trudeau. I am from Sagamok Anishinaabeg First Nation. I am a grade 12 student attending Espanola High School. This year, I had the pleasure of being the Rainbow District School Board's very first Indigenous student trustee. I was proud to be able to represent and advocate for Indigenous youth across the Rainbow School Board during my term, and as well as stand as a face for inclusivity and representation for Indigenous peoples and people of color. During my time, I had the pleasure of co-chairing the Student Senate with Jocelyn, and also had the opportunity to work with excellent students, and we all worked together to host a Learn to Lead conference that took place on May 3rd, 2023. Also during my term, I had an amazing opportunity to work with the Indigenous Education Department in my school to host a powwow that took place on May 19th, 2023 at Espanola High School, with the purpose to honor missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirited people. Also with my term came professional development that I had gotten from attending OSA conferences. During my term as the Indigenous Student Trustee, I had enjoyed the opportunities I had gotten to grow my professional skills and the amazing people I met along the way. I am and will forever be thankful for the opportunities I had received this year. This year had helped me grow as a person and a leader. I will take the skills I had developed during my term and continue to be actively involved in my community and continue to be a role model for Indigenous youth and children. Miigwech.
Okay, so if you haven't met me or listened to us a lot of times, my name's Jocelyn. I'm currently a grade 12 student at Manitoulin Secondary School, and I had the honor of serving as the RDSB student trustee for 2022-2023. This role has allowed me to grow immensely as a person and as a student leader. I would have never imagined when I did my first student council in grade 4 at a Siganak public school that in my grade 12 year I'd be driving to Sudbury almost every other week, 2 hours from my house. However, I have learned so much being invited to this table, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Over my term, Darcy and I have gotten to co-chair the Student Senate and learn so many valuable student perspectives from RDSB. This has helped me grow my mindset and understanding of both the work that is done within the board and the work that needs to be done across the board. I really enjoyed planning the Stand Up Speak Out conference with the Senate and doing social media campaigns at the start of the year. I found that the teamwork was amazing and unlike what I'd seen before on the Student Senate. It's an amazing group of leaders. I also would like to thank Osta ACO for giving me the opportunity to work as the Northern Regional Representative and bring Northern issues to the provincial table. I got to work with amazing student trustees from across Northern Ontario and learn their perspective as well. In my role as the Environmental Sustainability Working Group, I was quite proud to bring a lot of perspectives from our DSB to a lot of different student trustees across Ontario. Last year, when I was in Student Senate, I got to sit on the Environmental Education Committee, and I learned so much there that I got to bring forward this year. I hope to continue to support Ontario student leaders in the environmental fields and continue building that. Overall, I'd just like to thank each person I had a chance to work with, whether it be the trustees, Superintendent Noble, who has definitely been our biggest champion this year, in addition to Trustee Dewar and Trustee Hunda, who's not here right now, Student Senate, other student trustees, or just the students that have messaged Darcy and I, and who we've gotten to chat with. I'll never forget the lessons that this role has taught me, and I'll forever appreciate the opportunity. But as I graduate, I'll also always remember RDSB as my first school and my second home. I will always appreciate the tireless work put on by the board, but also by administration, teachers, support workers, custodians, and all staff. And I think that's it for us. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And like you said, you will definitely be role models for years to come in whatever you intend to do. Time for trustees. If you have any comments, any questions, you can bring it up. Trustee Cosmorley.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to the students, staff, and school council members at Redwood Acres Public School who earlier today took part in a teepee celebration. Zach Baudet, a language and culture lead at Anishinaabeg Education System, and members of Wahnapitae First Nations shared cultural teachings with the students and worked with them to erect an absolutely beautiful teepee on the school grounds. I was grateful and proud to be part of this celebration, and I understand that cultural teachings and a teepee celebration was held recently at C.R. Judd Public School as well. I also want to remind people that the challenge meet is tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Trustee Corbier-Addison.
I just wanted to share that I attended a Siganak Wellness Day in Manitowoc yesterday, and it was a wonderful event at the school. The school showcased many resources in the community for increased mental health, and they also had different activities following a community or a feast that they had in the school that students or parents could use to decrease stress in their life. It was very well attended.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Trustee Farrow and then Trustee Hunda.
Thanks very much, Chair, and I always feel so unprepared after following Trustee Cosmorley with her reports, but I just wanted to share that I actually attended two Rainbow District School Board events today. The first one was at Terry Fox Field, where McLeod Public School was hosting their annual slow pitch tournament, and it was really great to be there and to reconnect with some longtime friends and longtime colleagues. It just shows the depth and breadth of commitment that our staff have to student achievement and student activity. Also, it's really impressive. You know, we think about the principals and the work that they do in the schools, but their leadership in the community to, you know, put on a softball tournament like this, it takes quite a bit of time. And it's just really a joy to see that carried on. So that was really a very good experience this afternoon. The second thing I attended is I went out to R.H. Murray this morning and I attended their annual powwow. And it was really a unique event because I got to reconnect once again with some longtime staff members. But my dear friend and colleague, Chris Bure, who I've known for 30 years, who is the principal at R.H. Murray, and I didn't know until today that he's retiring. So it was like there was no time passed since we saw one another. We were able to chat and laugh and carry on. And I got to participate in a celebratory dance to honor his work at R.H. Murray, and so I was very proud to be able to do that. The last thing that I will leave you to, you know, I've been hanging around the Sudbury Board of Education and Rainbow Board for over 30 years now, and what I saw today was an example of the great hard work that we have done in this board over the last 30 years. The flow, the interaction, the camaraderie from the First Nations community and RH community, RH Murray community was symbiotic today. And we have made huge steps in those relationships over the last 30 years. So I was really, really proud to be there, and I'm glad that I could share that event with you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Hunda.
Thank you, Chair Clement. As the mentor of the Student Senate, and trustee member of that board, I want to look to Jocelyn and Darcy and give you my personal thank you and appreciation for all that you've done. It has been amazing to watch you both grow from the beginning of the year to now. Last night we had our little celebratory dinner. This has been a terrific Student Senate. It has been more than my pleasure to have worked with you both, along with Superintendent Judy Noble. I want to thank you for all that you did to help us with the Senate, and Trustee Doreen Dewar, thank you for being the other trustee on it. I very much appreciate that. And I want to thank you for what you teach me. Every year that we do this, I learn, and I learn from you, and I thank you for that. I don't know if you know how valuable that is. And as I'm expecting big things as you guys go ahead, and I wish you nothing but the best, and please stay in touch. After that, I would like to take a minute, and I want to thank our admin team. I don't know where we as trustees are. I know I certainly wouldn't know where I would be if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you. You work way too hard. We know that, and we thank you from the bottom. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do for students. I want to thank Bruce for your leadership and what you bring to us in your kind way with always being so student-focused. Bob, I want to thank you. You did a great job this year. As chair, it's not an easy job, as we well know. And I want to thank this board for how hard you work, and I want to just reiterate that there is nothing ever done on this board if it isn't for the good of students, and that makes me proud to continue to be, after 26 years actually, of being a trustee. It's been amazing, and I hope that I continue to make some kind of a help and a difference. And I want to tell everyone to enjoy your graduation season as it is upon us. Mine starts tomorrow. I have one tomorrow, the one day after. I hope that this, I find for me, reminds me why I wanted to do this in the first place, when we see our students be successful. I also, there's this thing that's been going around, and I want to reiterate that as much as we should celebrate all those that do so well and get wonderful awards, and they've worked hard for it and earned it, and of course we're so incredibly proud of them. But I do some where that isn't necessarily the case, and I hope that we all remember to take that moment to look to the one that has climbed their mountain to be there that night. So other than that, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. I'm sure we all feel the same way. Thank you. We come to the chairman's remarks. So good evening, everyone. Bonsoir, Annie. It's hard to believe another school year is coming to an end. It is a vibrant, albeit incredibly busy time in schools, filled with culminating assignments, year-end trips, proms, report cards, final exams, step-up ceremonies, and graduations. I'm looking forward to going. Our graduations are all booked. I think we're going Thursday at AHS. I'll be there. Here are a few ways staff and students are wrapping up the school year. Confederation Secondary Schools participated in an ATV awareness pilot project. You may have seen that in the news with the Greater Sudbury Police Service and Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry. The program builds awareness among young people to encourage safe use of and respectful riding. An enriching educational experience awaits 3 students from the Rainbow Boards who have been accepted into the prestigious SHAD Canada program this summer. Grade 11 student Sydney McLean of Lively. Grade 11 student Marcus Rentala and Chloe Gagno of Llewellyn Park School. Schools will join secondary students from across the country to explore the world of STEAM. All the best in your endeavors. This afternoon, I had the pleasure of attending the Co-op Education Luncheon at Espanola High School to honor the many community partners who give students an opportunity to roll up their sleeves and apply their classroom knowledge in the workplace. I extend a special thanks to all the employers and students who took part in the co-op this year. David, I always forget his name, Gallant. David Gallant did another good year this year, and we also presented Dean Riggs, who arrived there, and we gave him a plaque, and he'd been there for 17 years in that program, so it was wonderful to see him come back. R.H. Murray Public School students participated in a teaching powwow today, a joint effort with their 4 local First Nations, Anishinaabeg, Nagdamwundamin Family and Community Services, Whitefish First Nations, and Sagamok. Anishinaabeg. Students from kindergarten to grade 8 engaged in and explored various Indigenous dances and walked away with a greater understanding of Indigenous traditions. Also today, 70 students from Rainbow Schools in the near north District School Board competed for the Hennessy Cup at the Sudbury Regional Mock Trial Competition. On behalf of trustees, I extend thanks to the Ontario Justice Education Network, Ontario Bar Association, and volunteer coaches from the Sudbury Crown Attorney's Office and the Sudbury and District Law Association for making this learning experience possible for students. Tomorrow, June 14th, close to 430 students with exceptionalities from 26 Rainbow Schools will gather for the annual challenge meet at Laurentian University track. Students will compete in track and field events and races to high jump and long jump to shot put. Good luck to all. I think it starts at 10 o'clock. Also tomorrow at 10, members of the Chelmsford Valley District Composite School Knitting Club will present 28 handcrafted blankets to representatives from the Cancer Treatment Center and the Northeast Cancer Center Blanket Donation Program. Through the program, new patients receive a handmade blanket or quilt to keep them warm during the treatments. Congratulations to all on this heartfelt initiative, a perfect way to close out the school year. The annual Aboriginal Student Success Awards took place on June 1st at the Caruso Club to celebrate the achievements of Indigenous youth and their advancements in the secondary education system. The ceremony brought together students and families, including 400 recipients from the Rainbow Schools. Award categories included academics, arts, athletics, attendance, cultural recognition, extracurricular involvement, leadership, most improved, and positive spirit. Congratulations to all recipients. It's a magical time of the year for students whose achievements are celebrated at graduation ceremonies across the board. Graduations began last week and will continue through June the 28th. On behalf of the board, I extend sincere congratulations to all graduates. We are so proud of you for reaching this important milestone in your educational journey. Speaking of graduations, this brings me to the evening quote. Actor Denzel Washington delivered a speech to graduates of Dillon University and University of Pennsylvania and left students with these inspiring words of wisdom. Anything you want, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. And when you get it, reach back and pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. Thank you, miigwech. You have there G, information and proposals, reports from officials and staff. Future meetings, equity and inclusion, will be June the 15th. No, that's a little off. Oh yeah, tomorrow, 4 p.m., yeah. Both meeting August 29th. Yes,
Sorry, there is no equity meeting on June 15th.
yeah,
Just wanted to confirm that.
I lost a day. Thank you. We have a motion that we now adjourn. Mover, please. Oh, that's my there. Motion. Thank you, Trustee Dwasige.